What's up everybody, it's Jimmy. I hope you guys are having a good day. Today we're going to be talking about numbers, more specifically the odds of being drafted if you're a nationally ranked player in high school. For the most part, high school rankings can seem a bit biased and inaccurate. You can't find a single video on YouTube regarding high school rankings where there aren't at least a handful of guys in the comments saying how wrong the rankings are. But in reality, these ranking systems are actually quite accurate, and here's why. So to test the accuracy of a major sports network, in this case ESPN, I calculated how often the top high school recruits in the country ended up making it to the NBA, and the results were eye-opening. I excluded classes after 2012 because a lot of those players from 2013 and younger can still be in college, and I gathered information from 6 different classes, 2012 to 2007. So there were 540,000 high school boys basketball players in the US last year. Of these 540,000, about 16,000 will play some level of college basketball, whether that's D1, D2, D3, or NAIA. Of these 16,000 collegiate players, about 110 will play in the NBA at some point in their career, even if it's just for a single game. And of these 110 players, only a fraction will have a solid career. Simply put, the chances of a high school basketball player making it to the NBA are 0.09%, or 1 in 5,000. Here's where it gets crazy. Statistically, if you are ranked within the top 50 of your class, you have a 50% chance of playing in the NBA. If you're ranked within the top 25 of your class, you have a 67% chance of playing in the NBA. And if you're ranked within the top 10 of your class, you have a staggering 80% chance of playing in the NBA. Even crazier, if you're ranked within the top 5 of your class, it's damn near automatic that you'll play in the NBA at some point, in your career. In the last 15 years, every top 3 player in the country has played in the NBA. Every single one. Now let's think about that. The average high school basketball player has 0.09% of a chance to play in the NBA. If you're top 50 in your class, you already have 50% chance of playing in the NBA. And that's just top 50 in the class, which means you're about 500 times more likely than the average high school player to make it to the NBA. Now, some of you may be thinking, of course they went pro, they were clearly better than their peers. But for high school scouts and analysts to narrow down over 500,000 players to a very select few and then be correct more than half of the time is unbelievable. Quite often we're introduced to a high school player early on in their career through the internet, and it almost seems inevitable that they'll make the league. Yet, time after time, these young players fizzle out by the end of their college career, never to see a minute in the NBA. Yet high school scouts are able to decipher good from bad and do it very accurately year after year. I mean, just look at the class of 2010. Every single player ranked within the top 10 has played in the NBA, and many of them have put together great careers. And I think these rankings will only get more and more accurate as more channels and media sources continue to share film and analysis of high school players. By seeing more film, we get a better understanding of how good or bad these players really are, and scouts can get an even better idea as to where these young players stack up to one another. Now, this isn't to say you can't defy the odds. If you feel you're good enough, but you aren't getting the exposure or credit you deserve, keep working. And if you feel you're underrated or underappreciated, use that as fuel to your fire. As I said in one of my videos a few months back, All-Stars, MVPs, and Hall of Famers have all gone unranked in high school. And although these predictions these scouts have been making about prep stars are extremely accurate, they are just that, predictions. So I hope you guys liked today's video. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're doing this every week, a couple times a week. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time.